This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Right now at 6 on Good Morning Indiana. New data says the proof is in the pipes when it comes to the amount of lead in the Hoosier State. We're working for you with what you need to know about the potentially dangerous substance in your home.
An Indiana University professor is facing backlash following a series of tweets. This morning, we're hearing from university officials about the posts and why they say their hands are tied.
An Indiana man faces criminal charges in a case hundreds of miles away. What he's accused of doing and why his arrest is decades in the making.
It's the end of a long work week, and we want to make sure that you start your weekend off with a smile. And Good News Friday, the local company working to grant wishes for Hoosier teachers.
And Black Friday is just 1 week away. We're looking at how you can get the best deals without fighting the crowds so you don't waste your money.
And we do want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana on this Friday, November 22nd.
I have my shopping list because next Friday we'll all be shopping, right?
Can you believe it?
I got Lauren, Meredith, Todd. I'm good. And good morning to you. Hey.
Well, thank you. What a treat. All right. Well, we want to get right to the weather with meteorologist Todd Kless. And Todd, a lot of people have weekend plans they're wondering about. So what do you have in store for us?
You know, the best day between today, tomorrow, and Sunday is Sunday. It's the warmest, and it's going to feature the most sunshine. Today's not terrible, though. Storm Team 6 radar is a lot more quiet now than it was. With that said, there is some patchy drizzle out there, especially here in southern locations, which the radar simply can't pick up. And overall, there's still kind of that damp feeling, but we are avoiding all the heavy rainfall. That is just down to our south. It's a real soaker of a morning through much of Kentucky, and that's where the main storm track is going to be, not only for today, but also for tomorrow. So that is key. But as this rain moves off to the east, we will see gradual clearing from north to south throughout the day today. So you just really got to be patient. I know it's not going to be the brightest morning, and there's still that damp feeling out there, but it will get better as the day goes on. As far as temperatures, we're hovering in the upper 30s right now, only about 40 degrees by the noon hour. We'll talk about the rest of your Friday and that weekend forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Want to wish a good morning to you up here in Carmel, US 31, a little south of 116th Street. Traffic is moving along just fine this morning. As you can see, no issues to slow you down. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any issues. And coming up, we're going to break down some weekend construction that might slow you down.
We are following breaking news this morning from the city's northeast side. That's where a man is being treated after a police chase. State troopers tell us they spotted a car driving on I-65 near the North Split. When officers tried to pull him over, he took off. Officers say the man weaved his way to East 34th and Butler, where he crashed his car through some signs and into some boulders. The man then took off running. Officers finally caught him with the help of a canine officer. That suspect was wanted on a drug warrant, and he now faces more charges this morning.
The time now is 6:03, and this morning RTV6 is working for you as new questions are surfacing about lead contamination in homes in Indianapolis.
Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with how residents are reacting. Kelsey.
Good morning. Yeah, so last night the NAACP hosted an information forum about this new research, and they say it's alarming because the lead contamination has been found in more than just one place. It's been found in dirt, dust, and old water pipes. At the awareness forum, Reggie Jones, an Indianapolis resident, was livid after learning of the Circle City's lead problem for the first time.
Upset, very angry, disappointed with the mayor, the health department, because they're keeping the information from us. We should know what's going on. They say if we let the people know, they will panic. Panic, we should panic, and we should be upset with them because they haven't done anything about it.
Earlier this year, the NAACP partnered with Mayor Joe Hogsett and did voluntary lead testing for kindergartners and first graders in the city's charter schools. Next year, they will begin testing IPS schools and Pike Township schools. Now, this morning, we are hearing from Citizens Energy Group, and they say that they oversee the city's water. They've done testing, and they tell us that the water is safe from lead contamination. Now, coming up in the next half hour, hear from an Indiana legislator who says she's been trying to work on this lead problem for a while now. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you so much. And this morning we continue to work for you with more information about this issue. The Marion County Health Department has a lead poisoning prevention program. You can call that number at 317-221-2155. Lead poisoning is a serious health concern. It can lead to learning and behavior problems in school, as well as hearing and speech problems and damage to the brain and nervous systems. As a precaution, it turns out that children enrolled in Medicaid in our state, they're required to receive a blood lead screening test as a precaution.
Time now, 6:05. Indiana University Bloomington is doing some serious damage control this morning. A professor's social media posts have now making students, alumni, and community members calling for him to be fired. Our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live this morning. And Alyssa, first, what did these posts say?
So, Lauren, these posts questioned if women should be in academia. They questioned if African Americans should be allowed in elite schools. And they also questioned if gay men should be allowed to teach at all. These comments posted by Eric Rasmussen, a professor at the IU Kelley School of Business. Rasmussen wrote the content on Twitter and a blog. IU officials and the Kelley School of Business have condemned his tweets and blog posts as racist, sexist, and homophobic. Petitions online are calling for him to be fired, but the university says it's not quite that simple.
We're a public institution, and unlike private employers, we're bound by the First Amendment of the Constitution.
Because of that, IU says they can't fire Rasmussen over what he shared on his personal accounts. Rasmussen says the situation has been overblown and that he's entitled to his opinion. He's been posting things like this on social media since 2003, and the university is making accommodations for students who are uncomfortable taking his class. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
At 6:07, an Indiana man is facing criminal charges in Wisconsin to a 25-year-old homicide cold case. Authorities say that DNA technology linked Willie Coleman Jr. to the 1994 homicide case. Coleman reportedly choked 40-year-old Luna Cunningham, ran over her with a vehicle, and possibly sexually assaulted her. Police had a breakthrough in 2015 when DNA from Cunningham's sexual assault kit matched Coleman. According to court documents, in years since, Coleman admitted coming across the victim and having sex in a van, but blames another man for driving over her.
It's not every day that any police department is able to make an arrest in a 25-year-old homicide.
Madison, Wisconsin police arrested Coleman in Marion, where he will be held while waiting prosecution.
Investigators now believe a fire that damaged this industrial building in Shelbyville was intentionally set. The fire happened Wednesday at an old building on Webster Street. Detectives interviewed 4 juveniles who may have been involved in the fire. This morning, no arrests have been made in connection to the fire, but it caused parts of the building's roof and floors to collapse. No one was inside at the time. However, 2 firefighters suffered minor injuries while working to put out those flames.
It's 6:08. A fundraiser will help a Central Indiana family keep their loved one's memory alive. This is Isaac Oldman, and his family shared their story with RTV6 here on Wednesday. That 18-year-old was hit and killed by an alleged drunk driver. On Thursday, the Chick-fil-A on Southport Road hosted a fundraiser for a memorial bench and scholarship fund in Isaac's name. The Oldhams also passed out information from Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And this morning, that family is working with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MADD, to advocate for stronger laws against driving under the influence. The driver who hit Isaac is charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. Police say Sarah Story's blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit. Annie Baker with Mothers Against Drunk Driving says the current system leaves too much to chance.
Unfortunately, we know that 1/3 of all convicted drunk drivers are repeat offenders, that just a license suspension is not enough anymore. So we really need to let our judges, our lawmakers know that, our current law just isn't still enough.
MAD is advocating for a law that would require all drunk driving offenders to get an ignition interlock device in their vehicle.
RTV6 working for you this morning with a recall alert involving certain salad products. Missa Bay is recalling 75,000 pounds of salads because of an E. coli outbreak. Health officials say at least 17 people have been infected so far. The recall impacts Missa Bay's Ready Pack Caesar salad, and that product was distributed across the entire country, but sold at Sam's Clubs in 22 states, including right here in Indiana. The CDC says if you have the product and it has a best by date of October the 31st, you're being asked to throw it out.
Deer season in Indiana is now open for hunters with guns, but not everyone is playing by the rules. Conservation officers say some rules are being broken more commonly than others. Recently, officers in Jennings County got complaints of spotlighting and night hunting. Those resulted in 4 people with 4 charges after officers saw them shoot from their truck and ditch a shotgun in a field after getting caught.
Night hunting is a big violation. We have people that will go out from their trucks and their vehicles and driving the roads and utilizing spotlights and night hunting, which, 1, it's unethical, but 2, it's inherently dangerous. We've had houses shot, other vehicles.
The agency's Facebook page reveals another Indiana officer caught a hunter who killed 2 bucks after luring them with bait, which is illegal in Indiana. For more deer hunting regulations in the Hoosier State, visit the DNR's website.
Well, is there an Indy 500 or racing fan on your Christmas list? Then you're going to want to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Saturday. That's when they're holding this annual sale end of the season sale, rather, and you're going to find some great deals on racing apparel, die-cast cars, collectibles, and much more. And this year, exclusive IMS facility memorabilia, including signs, banners, even old programs, those are going to be up for grabs. That would make a cool gift. Also, Mario Andretti's 50th anniversary items will be for sale. This sale, again, is Saturday from 9 to 4. It's located on the 4th floor of the Media Center at IMS.
A new company is parking its headquarters in Fishers. Coming up at 6:14, how many Hoosiers they'll be hiring and the role you could have in the future of driverless cars.
Plus dinosaurs. Yeah, dinosaurs are invading the Circle City. Keep watching Good Morning Indiana and for your chance to win tickets to Jurassic World Live Tour. Todd, how will those dinosaurs do in the Circle City this weekend?
They might turn around and go right back into wherever they're coming from. They might not like the forecast all that much. You notice I put precipitation chances here on the top of the graphic because it's not just rainfall we'll be dealing with. We're pretty much done with it for the day today, but tomorrow a moderate chance of rain and snow, and then dry for the second half of the weekend. We'll talk about that rain-snow mixture heading our way coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 6:12. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hiring Hoosiers is our mission to connect you to jobs, resources, and training. And Hoosiers will be needed to help in the research and development of driverless shuttles like these. California-based Percepton is relocating its headquarters to Fishers. The move will create up to 160 new high-wage jobs by the end of 2022. The company creates autonomous driverless shuttles that run on fixed routes. Their technology has been deployed worldwide, most recently in Japan. The company plans to work with Fishers to develop a pilot program for the city's short-distance transportation needs.
So you may feel stuck questioning whether you have the experience to apply for that new job that you want. But our Hiring Hoosiers career coach says your current skills may transfer to that new opportunity.
You decided to make a career change, and you're looking at job postings. Finding a job description that perfectly aligns with your skill set is nearly impossible, but it's just a matter of connecting your past experience to the new role. That's where transferable skills come in. What are transferable skills? They are skills and abilities you can apply to a variety of different jobs and industries. First, you want to identify key transferable skills you will want to highlight on your resume. Use a source like ONET to quickly look up your targeted position and get a breakdown of essential transferable skills. Then, spend some time assessing transferable skills you currently possess. In most cases, you'll have at least 50% of those required by the position you're considering. Ask yourself, what are the skills I need to do my current job? Write them out. Review your list and compare it to those required in the position you're looking for. The ones that match are the ones that you need to highlight on your resume. For example, if you have had a customer service position, you've exhibited communication, problem solving, active listening, and conflict resolution. All of those are transferable skills you will want to highlight. Other skills to consider are leadership, time management, teamwork, and creativity. These are great transferable skills that all managers want to see in their future employees.
A big thank you to our career coach, and for more helpful advice from our Central 9 career coaches, you can go to our website right now, hiringhoosiers.com.
This morning, the nation's trucking companies are looking to hire more women. They're dealing with a shortage of about 60,000 drivers, and as truck drivers retire, they expect that number to grow. Right now, women make up just 7% of drivers. So the president of one trucking company says technology is leading to changes in both training and safety. The newer trucks, they're also easier to drive. The push to attract more women is getting support from lawmakers as well. 2 senators have actually sponsored a bill to create a Women in Trucking Advisory Board.
All right, and if you're hitting the roads this morning, meteorologist Todd Clausen is keeping a close eye on the weather. Anything we need to know that could impact the morning commute?
You know, nothing major. There's a little bit of moisture on the roadways, but the temperatures are well above freezing, so you don't have to worry about any ice. But we do have a little bit of patchy drizzle, and overall, a very damp feeling out there still. You notice the cloud deck is solid here as you look from downtown off to the west, and that cloud deck is keeping all the rain from yesterday and that drizzle that we had just trapped here in the lower levels of the atmosphere. So while we're not dealing with rain, when you walk out the door, there's still kind of that damp feeling. But that will change as the day goes on, and this is why. The winds are out of the northwest. That's a dry wind direction. The winds will kind of kick up a little bit, so they'll help to thin the clouds out, but it'll also prevent our temperatures from warming much at all here throughout the day. Today, we're at 39 right now in Indy, 40 in Bloomington, 38 in Lafayette, as well as Tipton and Peru. Temperatures as a whole will not do much at all again today, only going up probably back to about 41 degrees for your high temperature with a chilly breeze. So you definitely need to bundle up. But as the day goes on, we will start to see more in the way of sunshine across the area. So skies will start to brighten, and that will be the good news heading into the evening hours. So Storm Team 6 radar is pretty quiet now. Again, some drizzles out there. The radar has a hard time picking drizzle up simply because it's so light. The best chance of that would be in southern locations here from Bloomington over towards the Greensburg area. But that whole storm system is moving out. The entire state of Kentucky dealing with some pretty good rainfall this morning. So we were just on the northern fringe of that storm system, and that is going to be the case tomorrow as well. So this area of low pressure will scoot off to the east coast today. The second one will approach us during the day tomorrow and mainly stay to our south. But this is going to be the key to the forecast tomorrow. You notice this little spin here. That's an area of a low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So today the clouds gradually thin for some sunshine later on this afternoon. You just have to be very patient as we work our way into the evening hours tonight. If you do have plans, you should be fine. You just got to get and bundle up. Temperatures in the mid-30s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Now, as we go into tomorrow, we'll have a rain-snow mixture across the area, especially through the first half of the day. And it's a chilly day for us with highs only in the upper 30s to low 40s. I'm going to show you 2 computer models. This first one brings the moisture a little further to the north with that upper level low, and it's mixing in a little bit of snow and maybe some sleet, but the temperatures are going to be in the upper 30s. So even during the daytime hours, if you see some flakes, because this upper level low will have some colder air with it in the upper levels of the atmosphere, it's not going to stick on the ground. Once the sun sets, though, there could be some minor accumulation across the area, especially off to the east, but it's not a big snowmaker. The second model, notice how it keeps almost all of the moisture down to our south. So as you start to plan out your day tomorrow, just know that there'll be some rain and snow across the area. Not expecting accumulation until sunset. Even then, it will be minimal, mainly in eastern locations. So do not cancel your plans because of potentially slick conditions. Sunday's the better day of the weekend, 44 with mostly sunny skies.
Todd, we want to show you what you can expect as you're heading out on the roads at this hour. Here's a look on the south side from our live drive vehicle, I-65 near Southport Road. Traffic here is traveling smoothly. No issues to slow you down. But take a look at our map. Let's look ahead to tonight and your plans for for the weekend. We do have some construction that may change up your commute. Here on northbound, westbound I-465, 3 lanes will be blocked over the weekend between 56th Street and Allisonville Road. That's scheduled to go into effect at 7 o'clock tonight, so right after that evening rush, and then it is scheduled to last until 6 a.m. Monday morning, so this could really slow down things on the northeast side.
A southern Indiana boy was shocked when multiple police departments showed up for him at school. Coming up at 6:25, how the officers helped in giving him the surprise of a lifetime.
And you've waited long enough. We're giving away a family 4-pack to the Jurassic World Live Tour. Are you ready? It's going to roll into Indianapolis here soon. The big show set for Sunday, December the 8th at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All you have to do right now, be the 6th caller, 317-269-1459. And hey, don't worry. If you don't win this time, keep watching because we have more tickets to give away a little later this morning. Good luck. You're watching Good Morning Indiana.
On select models.
All right, 'tis the season. We know it is not only time for Black Friday shopping, which also means Santa Claus is appearing at a number of malls across the country. It's an annual tradition that has people at this mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, seeing double. Trying to get a toddler's photo with Santa Claus can be really tricky. So just imagine how hard it must be to cram 50 kids and their moms in this single picture. 28 sets of twins gathering at the Woodfield Mall for their 3rd annual group photo with Saint Nick. Cuteness,
a lot of bells shaking.
Overload.
Look up here, look up here.
Goodness.
That's awesome. So let me take you to Oklahoma, where a 2nd grader is literally facing his fears head on. You see, Gunnar Alley used to be afraid of mascots, but now
I'm not alone.
He is one. He plays a mascot called Lil Red on the sidelines of the Verdigris High School football games. Gunnar wears an authentic Cardinals head that his family bought, along with a costume that his mother made. Gunnar says being a mascot is like, now look at him.
Oh,
you go,
so
Gunnar.
tiny.
It's like being a superhero.
All right, Meredith, you got to try that to get over your fear.
Okay.
We'll do that soon. So back here in Indiana, a southern Indiana boy is getting the surprise of a lifetime this week. 8-year-old Colton Harkness has cerebral palsy and is a Make-A-Wish recipient. So Colton's dream is to be a police officer, and this week that dream came true. The Paoli Police, Indiana State Police, and Orange County Sheriff swore Colton in as the county's newest officer. There he is. Colton's surprises aren't over yet. He'll get to go out to California to see The Voice and go to Disneyland. Wow. That's awesome.
Maybe we could arrange for him to go see Dancing with the Stars as opposed to that other NBC show.
Yeah.
We'll work Colton. Let me work on that. Call 6 for help.
He doesn't just find those sneaky contractors and things like that.
Let me see what I could work out.
He can pull some few strings for us.
Okay, Todd, what can we expect out there today?
You could pull a few strings, get us some sunshine. I think everybody.
Yeah, work on that too.
I am not doing a good job at it here. That is for sure this week. It's been a pretty gray week, and it's starting off as a cloudy morning for us once again with a little bit of patchy drizzle and temperatures that won't move a whole lot here throughout the morning hours. 40 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour. Then highs today will only climb up to about 41 in the city, 44 in Bloomington. I am hopeful for a little bit of sunshine, though, here this afternoon, but more rain and even some snow on the forecast for tomorrow. More on that coming up.
Todd, thanks. It used to be that you had to rush out to the stores Thanksgiving night to get the best deals of the season.
John Battery says, forget about it so you don't waste your money.
We're coming up on Black Friday, the most hyped shopping day of the year. But why do people still line up at stores for hours Thanksgiving night? Because nowadays, you can get almost all of the Black Friday deals without the crowds. Would you rather spend Thanksgiving night like this or like this? More and more shoppers are staying home now on Black Friday and doing their holiday shopping on different days or online.
I think you can get most of it online.
Megan Fenno is a blogger who also owns a mobile fashion boutique. She says most stores now start their online deals the night before Thanksgiving.
I mean, JCPenney has online-only deals that are effective Wednesday evening through Black Friday, and a lot of the stores, such as Macy's, have online-only deals.
So why go out Thanksgiving night? Electronics. DealNews.com says physical stores will still have the lowest TV prices, like 65-inch sets below $350. Thursday night can also get you a $200 bonus gift card and an iPhone 11. Half-price video games and Xbox Ones and PS4s as low as $179. But Deal News says you'll find lower prices on Cyber Monday at home on toys, clothing, and beauty products. Now, if you're looking on a big screen 4K TV for $250, you might find that only in the store. But most everything else you can find online, so you don't waste your money. Working for you, I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
John, thank you. Now in Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. Metro Police say a man was found dead in a basement on the east side. Officers called out to a home on 20th Street near Emerson Avenue Thursday afternoon. They say it appears the man had been shot. That victim's identity has not been released.
On the west side, a man's death is now being investigated as a homicide. Police were called to West 24th Street and Somerset Avenue, just east of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Wednesday afternoon. A man at the scene was pronounced dead. An autopsy on the man is pending.
The federal president, Terre Haute, was supposed to resume executions of death row inmates next month. But now, those executions, they're on hold. Attorney General William Barr announced over the summer that the government would resume executions of federal prisoners for the first time since 2003. But a federal judge ruled that the sudden announcement would short-circuit the judicial process.
There's a need for more diversity in the National Bone Marrow Registry, and you could have what it takes to help. African Americans currently only make up 7% of the database, and those with mixed heritages have even less chance to be matched. That's why there's a push underway right now to get people with more diverse backgrounds on that registry.
A major donation to an Indiana nonprofit will help more women experiencing domestic violence have a safe place to go. Coburn Place is Indiana's largest provider of housing options for domestic abuse survivors. The organization is getting $1.25 million from the Day One Families Fund. The grant will help the organization place more families in stable housing.
Welcome to Good Morning Indiana. It is a great Friday on this November the 22nd, and on this time next week we will be basking in the land of leftovers.
Yes, and I was just telling Todd this morning, I'm so excited to see Thanksgiving in the 7-day forecast.
Yes, but before we get to Thanksgiving, we need to get through this weekend. Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Lauren's like already got the turkey in the oven.
I'm like, let's go.
I'm thinking about that green bean casserole.
Mac and cheese.
That's all for you.
I'll eat it all. I love it. All right, outside right now, we're still dealing with damp conditions, but we are not dealing with any substantial rainfall. That is the good news. So what do you need to grab before you go? Well, I checked the sunglasses off. I'm being optimistic here. You do not need them this morning. There's no way you're seeing sunshine here this morning. It's mainly for later on this afternoon. You may need those, and then you need the medium weight jacket. The umbrella you do not need, as we are not dealing with any, again, heavy rainfall or substantial showers here throughout the day today. Just kind of damp and cloudy this morning with temperatures that'll continue to fall off, maybe another degree or two, and that is just about it. So the heaviest of the rainfall is well to our south. That's where it is going to stay. Kentucky, it's a very wet morning there south of the Ohio River, but you turn your attention to the north near Chicago, you see the clouds breaking apart. That's what we'll see later on this afternoon. I do think the clouds hold pretty firm here throughout the morning hours, and as a result, temperatures really just don't do a whole lot throughout the course of the morning, only up to 40 degrees, and honestly, our high is about 41. We'll talk about the rest of your Friday and also the rain-snow mixture for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. Here is a look right now from our live drive vehicle. We are planning out your commute right now on the south side. Here's a look at northbound I-65 near I-465. Traffic here is building, as you can see, but it's traveling up to speed.
The time now is 6:32. In India, a man has been arrested in connection with a 25-year-old homicide case in Wisconsin. Authorities say that DNA technology linked Willie Coleman Jr. to the 1994 homicide case. He allegedly choked 40-year-old Lula Cunningham, ran over her with a vehicle, and possibly sexually assaulted her. Cunningham body was later found near a road in Madison, Wisconsin. Police had a breakthrough in the 2015 when DNA from Cunningham's sexual assault kit matched Coleman. According to court documents, in years since, Coleman admitted to coming across the victim and having sex in a van, but blames another man for driving over her. Madison police arrested Coleman in Marion, which is in Grant County, about 90 minutes north of Indianapolis. He's being held there while awaiting prosecution.
Time now, 6:33, and a viral post from an Indiana University professor has school officials doing damage control.
Students and alumni are pushing for accountability, but the university provost says it's not that simple. Our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning. Alyssa, what were these posts about?
So the content shared by this professor have been called racist, sexist, and homophobic. A tweet sent by Professor Eric Rasmussen earlier this month quoted a line from an article that read in part, "Geniuses are overwhelmingly male." That tweet was then shared by another account with more than 400,000 followers, causing the post to go viral. The post, not the first controversial opinion by Rasmussen. He's also shared content highlighting he doesn't believe gay men should be teachers and that African Americans should not attend elite schools. Many have called for the school to fire the professor, but the provost says it's not that simple.
We're a public institution, and unlike private employers, we're bound by the First Amendment of the Constitution.
IU officials have condemned the professor's tweets and blog posts. Rasmussen says the situation has been overblown. He's taught at the institution since 1992, and his tenure would protect him if the school were to take action. Now, the school is providing accommodations for any students who are now uncomfortable taking Rasmussen's classes. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
The time now is 6:34, and RTV6 is working for you as one group is raising questions about possible lead contamination here in the Circle City. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with how residents are reacting. And Kelsey, what are they saying?
Well, they're upset. They're upset that they didn't know about it sooner. And they said the main concern they have is that this research that was announced last night says that the lead has been found in more than just one place. They've found it in dirt, dust, and old water pipes. An Indiana legislator is now trying to do something about it, but a bill she introduced this year requiring lead testing never made it out of the committee.
What I wanted to do was require that all children are tested for lead before they start school, because so many are not tested, because it relies on the parents to get them there to testing and everything like that. Even if they just do a mass testing event before school starts, anything would be better than what they're doing now.
Residents who attended last night's awareness forum are upset that the officials didn't let the public know about the problem sooner because they were afraid that it would ensue panic. Now, this morning we are hearing from Citizens Energy Group, and they oversee the city's water. They do lead testing, and they say right now the water is testing at safe levels. Now, earlier this year, the NAACP did voluntary lead testing for kindergartner and first graders in the city's charter schools, and next year they will do the testing at Pike Township and IPS schools. Reporting live in Indianapolis, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you so much, and we continue to work for you with more information on this serious issue. The Marion County Health Department has a lead poisoning prevention program. You can reach them by calling 317-221-2155. Lead poisoning is a serious health concern. It can lead to learning and behavior problems in school, hearing and speech problems, and damage to the brain and nervous systems. And as a precaution, it turns out that children enrolled in Medicaid programs are required to receive a blood lead testing screening test as a precaution.
More than 1/3 of Hoosier women don't have access to necessary maternity care close to where they live. Up next, Call 6 Investigates is getting answers on how the state plans to take care of our most vulnerable population.
A company building autonomous vehicles is moving right here to central Indiana. Coming up, what they build, what jobs they need to fill, and how this could impact the streets of Fishers. It's 6:37. Good morning, Indiana. We'll be right back.
The time now is 6:40, and an update this morning on a Call 6 investigation into what are known as maternity deserts right here in our state. Our Call 6 Investigates team first told you about the problem on Wednesday.
And Raphael, what we're talking about is babies and mothers in our state. They're dying at a higher rate than Iraq and the Gaza Strip, and it's because of the lack of proper care close to their home. So we took that information to the governor and the state health commissioner to see what's being done.
Well, there is more funding, but most importantly, there's more boots on the ground, zip code by zip code, where the need is the highest. What we've started to do is having OB navigators on the ground in the home throughout the whole process.
We as a state can work to give funding and to support programs and resources as the governor and our legislators have done, but then we need to work community by community to help them to bring together their home visitation services, to bring together their hospital systems, their healthcare providers.
Well, the OB Navigator program was signed into law earlier this year. It commits more than $3 million to connecting women in the highest risk areas with home visitation services during and after pregnancy. However, the State Department of Health will not roll out that plan until January.
An important warning this morning for patients at a northern Indiana hospital. Goshen Hospital says they may have been exposed to several diseases. According to a letter sent to patients, a technician failed to complete one crucial step in sterilizing surgical equipment sometime between April 1st and September 30th. That left patients potentially exposed to hepatitis, HIV, and other infectious diseases.
How could this happen? You're supposed to be a hospital. People rely on you to take care of them. At this point in my life, I'm like, I'm getting old. I can't, this kind of thing, it scares me.
Goshen Hospital says the risk of infection is low. It is offering free testing for patients who may have been impacted.
A unique job opportunity is coming to Central Indiana as we continue to talk about hiring Hoosiers. Hoosiers will be needed to help in the research and development of driverless shuttles like the ones you're going to see right now. Percepton is currently located in Santa Clara, California. It will keep an office there, but the company is moving its headquarters to Fishers, and it says it will create up to 160 new jobs by the end of 2022. The company makes autonomous driverless shuttles that run on fixed routes. Their technology has been deployed worldwide, most recently in Japan. Percepton plans to move here by early next year and begin data collection and testing for its driverless low-speed electric vehicles. That's something that I want to see that. The company will also develop a pilot program to where you may see those driverless shuttles on the streets of Fishers. Can't wait, really. That should be very interesting.
Yes, we'll have to wait and see. Well, it's a money game for IU as a win could get them into a bigger bowl game, bigger game payday. Coming up, Bloomington will be rocking as the Wolverines head to town.
And forget about Throwback Thursday. How about Prehistoric Friday? Just after the break, we have your chance to see Jurassic World live at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. It's 6:43. Todd, what's the weather like
and
out there?
Temperatures this morning are in the 30s and 40s across the area. Not bad for the morning hours. The problem is we're not going to warm throughout the day today. This is what you get throughout much of the day, and we also have some rain and snow to talk about. More on that coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 6:43.
EdMartin.com.
Welcome back. Looking ahead to your commute this weekend and this evening at 7 o'clock tonight, we have 3 lanes closing on northbound, westbound I-465 between 56th Street and Allisonville Road. Could snarl up traffic there on the northeast side until Monday morning when it's set to reopen. Keep that in mind as you're heading out there this weekend.
It was a tough night for the Indianapolis Colts with first place on the line against the Houston Texans last night. The Colts had the lead coming into the fourth quarter but could not hold on. Deshaun Watson had a 30-yard touchdown pass to DeAndre Hopkins to win the game 20-17. The Texans now hold the top spot in the AFC South with a 1-game lead. Next week, the Colts face the Tennessee Titans at Lucas Oil Stadium on December 1st.
And the Indiana Hoosiers came close to upsetting a top 10 team on the road last week. So tomorrow, they're going to try and pull off another upset at home this time and position themselves for a better bowl game. IU is hosting Michigan tomorrow afternoon. The Hoosiers are 7-3 and they're already bowl eligible. But a win over the Wolverines could help send IU to a higher tier bowl game, especially if they follow it up with a win over Purdue. Kickoff is set for 3:30 at Memorial Stadium, and that game will be televised by ESPN.
A Christmas gift alert, ladies. The Pacers don't play until tomorrow, but they are generating some excitement this morning. The team unveiled special jerseys for the season. They showed off the City Edition uniforms at the Speedway yesterday. IndyCar drivers Charlie Kimball and Oliver Askew helped model the new look. As you can see, the jerseys, they feature several racing elements with a checkered flag, vertical stripe, and Grand Prix style numbers. The Pacers will debut them on the court at home next Wednesday. And yes, ladies, a medium will do. Just a little medium.
Okay.
You know, for
I
Todd,
like those.
Todd may need a large, but I'll take a medium.
Don't be exposing clothing sizes on the air. We do know, Todd, that people will want to grab a jacket, no matter the size, before they head out the door.
Exactly. You need the jacket this morning, and you'll need it throughout the entire day. So, Raphael, you get the medium jacket, apparently. All right. Outside right now, we're dealing with lots of clouds around, and these clouds are just trapping the moisture here in the lower levels of the atmosphere. So that's why when you walk outside, you're going to be walking out to what's damp conditions. So you're not dealing with any rain or drizzle falling from the sky for the most part anymore, but just overall a damp feeling. The winds are out of the northwest, and they'll eventually become our friends as they'll start to help to thin the clouds out since it's a dry wind direction. The temperature sits at 39 degrees, and everybody's within a couple degrees of each other here across central Indiana this morning. So as you get ready to walk your dog, our featured dog of the day is Callie, sent in by Ann Knight with the little crown on her head there. We'll give you green paws today. There's no real inclement weather. It's just kind of damp and dreary this morning. And as we go throughout the day, temperatures only climb up into the low 40s across the area. But the skies should start to brighten as the day goes on. So Storm Team 6 radar is quiet now. Again, there could be some drizzle here in southern locations, but most of us are dry. And we'll keep an eye on to the north here for the clouds to start to break apart a little bit. That should be the trend for some clearing from north to south as the day progresses. Now, the overall weather pattern, though, is pretty active here. So there's this big batch of rain, area of low pressure that's moving through Kentucky right now. That's going to head off towards the east coast. But the main storm track here is across southern locations. So the next storm system is basically going to follow that same path here through Kentucky tomorrow. And what we'll deal with is going to be this upper level area of low pressure that's going to be moving through. So today, the clouds will decrease as the day goes on. We get some sunshine in here later on this afternoon. Hopefully, it's been a struggle to get that sunshine in here, but I do think the skies should start to brighten just a little bit here this evening. So if you're heading to some high school football games as the playoffs continue, temperatures will be in the 30s throughout the entire duration of those games with light winds. Now, tomorrow, we deal with a rain-snow mixture across the area. Sunday's the better day of the weekend because it's dry and sunny at 44 degrees. So throughout the day tomorrow, this one model brings a little more in the way of moisture in. Even if you see some snowflakes, because that upper level low has colder air with it, it's not going to accumulate during the daytime hours simply because temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s. And most of it moves through during the morning hours. Once we get to the evening hours, though, and the sun starts to set, it's a different story. But at that point, most of this moisture is going to be out of here. So we're only looking at minimal accumulations, mainly in eastern locations. However, I will mention the chance of some slick spots after dark, not because of accumulation of snow, but as temperatures drop below 32 degrees, we will have some moisture on the roadways, and that could lead to some ice that could build up in some spots. Shouldn't be a widespread problem, but just know the possibilities there. Back into the 50s for Monday and Tuesday, 40s it looks like for Wednesday and Thanksgiving.
All right, Todd, let's take a look at what your roads look like right now as you're heading out there. This is Live Drive. Shay Goodpaster is our photographer in the driver's seat. This is a dash cam view of I-70 eastbound on the near east side near Keystone Avenue, where everything is moving along smoothly. No major issues right now to slow down your Friday morning commute.
And we end our week with some good news next on RTV6. We'll show you how some in central Indiana are going out of their way to make the wishes of some special teachers come true.
And it is that time again. We're giving away a family 4-pack of tickets to see Jurassic World Live Tour when it rolls into Indy. The big show is set for Sunday, December 8th here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. All you have to do is be the 6th caller right now. Your number to call is 317-269-1459. And if you don't win today, we're giving away more tickets on Monday. Good luck. We'll be right back.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
And it is time once again for Good News Friday. We want to start with a story that we loved, especially coming off this week's big Red for Ed demonstrations by teachers.
So some businesses in Franklin Township, they wanted to help some local schools, but they were also secretive about exactly what they were up to.
Oh, I love this. Fancher Mortgage and the Halcomb Group Realty Company sent out surveys to Franklin Township teachers. They simply asked them what they needed for their classrooms. What they didn't tell them was that once a month, the businesses were going to surprise one teacher by giving them what was on their wish list. Just take a look.
Mrs. Hewitt, come on over here. That's my request. Hewitt. Oh, you check it out. They are here for you.
Is this for real? Is this for real? I don't want to cry.
And you had a few things that you thought would help your teacher and your students. I know him.
Oh, how sweet. Caroline Hewitt is a world language teacher at Franklin Township Middle School East. She was the first of what will be many educators having their wish list granted. Oh, it makes me tongue-tied just thinking about how great that is.
Yeah, I love that story. Well, some kids here at the Mars Youth Hill basketball program, they got a big surprise last night. Look here, Victor Oladipo was there as part of their Junior Pacers program. Well, Vic helped as an assistant at last night's practice. He also gave out Pacers jerseys to all the young players. The Junior Pacers program is sponsored by Ascension St. Vincent. I bet they're pretty excited to see that guy.
Hey, what up, Vic? And speaking of the Pacers, playing pranks on rookie players is a time-honored tradition. And on Thursday was Goga's time. The team pranking rookie center Goga Bitadze with a car full of styrofoam peanuts. That's not right. Don't mess with Goga. Remember, Goga is almost, 7 feet tall. He needs a large vehicle, so that's obviously a lot of styrofoam to put in that vehicle.
Oh, my goodness.
What a mess.
It looks like you should be driving an SUV.
That's what
that still looks like a small
that looks like a sedan.
How's he getting in and out of that thing?
Oh, man.
But Goga, we have some gifts to pack for next week, so if you are looking for a place to drop off that styrofoam.
We are big recycling supporters.
To RTV6 Studios because Lauren and Meredith have gifts for Todd and Raphael.
Oh,
yeah. Remember those Pacer jerseys?
Oh, yes. And you need to put packing peanuts.
Like
very, very fragile.
I do like them.
They're pretty sharp, so I do like them. All right, outside right now, we're dealing with a damp feel and lots of clouds around. It's not a bright morning for us, but for the most part, it's dry. No rain is expected. 40 degrees by the noon hours. Some sunshine works in here throughout the afternoon hours with a high temperature of 41 degrees. Tomorrow, rain, snow mixture, little to no accumulation. Any accumulation will be after sunset, and it should be minor. And then sunshine and 44 on Sunday, back into the 50s by Monday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much, and thank you for joining us. We're going to be back right here in 25 minutes and all throughout Good Morning America with local news, weather, and traffic updates.
All your news throughout the day can be found on the RTV6 app.
Enjoy your Friday, have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday morning right here on RTV6.